of this. Right, it started. Intro, James, go.
I was about to say, the whole time you were just fucking rambling. I finished Olivia's whole peak week. Fucking died.
James always got to be put on the spot.
I don't know what episode it is. I can't even do that.
It's not
All right, welcome back to the Coaching Collective podcast. My name is James. I'm joined with the crew again, plus Anth. So it's Michael, Rick, Phil, Millsy, and Anth in this order.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I
don't know what we're going to talk about today. I think while everyone was discussing what we're going to talk about, I was not paying attention. So, Michael, take it away.
No, Am's going to take it away with the weird question that he was thinking.
All right, and start with a weird question.
Here we go.
Do you guys sit or stand when you wipe? That's a really great question.
I see.
There's no way you stand.
No way.
How much do we stand up if we stand up? What's the term?
Half of a leg and or cheek up off. You know, I consider that a stand.
Oh, then yeah.
I'm a stand.
I mean, how are you going to be sitting unless you got one of those like Japanese
the bidet?
That's something that I want to invest in. I want to get a bidet.
The bidets are the best thing when you're in Bali. Yeah. When you're in Bali and the hotel has a bidet, it's the best thing ever.
I think
it's one of the ones attached to the toilet.
They speak to you and they play music, they heat for you. Man, like I would go back to Japan just to literally use the toilet again and then fly back.
You know what I liked about Dubai? In the public toilets, they wash them every time someone uses it. So if you're waiting for the toilet, the guy's waiting next to you. He'll go in and clean the toilet and then you go in.
Yeah, but that's like beach walk in Bali. I know because there was a guy that walked in after me to clean it.
Yeah, but because I don't use public toilets there, but when I was seeing the guy clean it, I was like, oh, like maybe this is not too bad.
Imagine being that poor guy though.
Yeah.
I mean, being the poor guy that has to clean everyone that has Bali belly going in there.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. That's fucked.
Yeah. The Bali belly would be atrocious. I actually was thinking the other week. I know this is kind of disgusting to think about, but the amount of the apartments we stayed in Bali that people would have just been sick as dogs. Yeah. Because like I think I said to you, I lost like 8 kilos when I got it.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think I lost like 7 kilos one time and like 6.5 the other.
You got it twice?
Yeah, I've had it 3 times, man.
Oh, geez.
One, I think I literally just like poisoned myself and undercooked my chicken and got salmonella. But another 2 times proper Bali, yeah.
Fuck, I just pulled a kilo of chicken out of the fridge to go cook it, and then I was going to cook it, and then I smelt it, and I was like, fuck, do I take the gamble?
Not worth it.
Not a chance.
Not with chicken. Anything else? Yeah, but chicken.
I did put it in the bin.
I would have
almost did it. The Alana convinced me. I called her and was like, hey, this is what's happening. Should I just
$12 a kilo? It's not worth risking it.
Yeah, but I think out of pure laziness, I would just think, oh,
that's honestly why I thought.
Yeah.
About it.
In the game.
I just didn't want to go to the shops, man.
Yeah, no, back to the initial question. I didn't think anyone stood up to wipe. I thought it was just a normal thing to sit down. I remember my cousin asked me years ago that question. And I was like, people stand up? Like,
yeah, it's a bit weird.
I feel like it's a little bit of a hybrid, right? You got to lift the cheek up.
Oh, you got
to make some space.
Yeah, you got to lean slightly to the left.
Right, and you're wiping, man. There's a little bit of a chemical imbalance in the head. Surely, something.
So, Rick, where are you at the moment?
Currently, I'm in Copenhagen, in Denmark.
And how's that?
The second happiest country in the world underneath Finland.
I thought you were going to say Bali.
That sounds like sarcasm as well.
But no, it legit is.
I know it is, but it sounds like you don't agree.
I am not the second happiest person in the world, that's for sure. People in Bali and Thailand are and even Vietnam, everywhere I feel. Everyone's super happy here. It's a good vibe. It's not something that you'd call home about this place, but it's like, it's cool to check out. It's almost like European Japan with like how clean it is and everyone's super polite. No one jaywalks, so I feel like I'm a criminal anytime I cross the road when it's not at a specific crossing. But yeah, Copenhagen's cool. And like the fact you can just catch a train to like another country within an hour is just wild to me.
Do you go to Malmo?
Malmo, yeah. I would have rather go to like proper Sweden, but it's still got a taste. But yeah, I head to Austria today and I'm looking forward to training at Das Gym, which is like, it's like a memorial for Arnold. Well, not a memorial, but like it's like a big shrine's also not the right word, but it's like proper bodybuilding.
Beautiful, man. Austria's really clean.
Have you been as well?
Yeah, my uncle used to live there. Man,
Oh,
that place is like, you'll go on the street, you won't find a piece of bark on the road. It's like pristine. It's almost like AI'd how clean it is. It's nuts.
Yeah, no, I've done Germany, but like I was like 16. It was clean. But Switzerland was like the cleanest
Switzerland's
place I've
nice, yeah.
been.
Luxembourg as well. I think Luxembourg. Or whatever the
That
most,
little country.
yeah, that little country, that place is
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Did
no,
you-
James did Masso. That's the only part of Eastern Europe we've probably done, eh? Like I haven't done it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, and what was I going to say with Copenhagen? No, I was saying to someone the other week too, with when they rate the happiest country and whatnot, they never take into account whether the people are actually happy. It's just how much free stuff that they get, essentially.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because I swear in winter here, I think they get like 4 hours of like the sun being up, and then the rest of the day is just all dark. So it doesn't make sense.
The seasonal depression rate up there is high too, from what I've heard.
Oh,
Yeah. No, because when we were in England, they were talking about seasonal depression, and Lizzie, like Dean's Lizzie, was saying that she gets seasonal depression in Dubai. And I thought, how can you get seasonal depression when it's 40 degrees outside? But you get there and you recognize that like you're confined to your apartment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like it's as bad as it being cold. Like I'm happy to be back.
How was the trip? I
How
feel like
was
you've gone for ages.
It was good. Like Dubai was definitely my least favorite out of all of it. And like if it wasn't like I don't know if the people would live there if it wasn't for the tax benefits.
Mm.
Yeah, but like for networking, yeah, because like I caught up with a mate who took me out to a bar, and like there was people on their laptops in the bar, like
Yeah.
doing, like meetings while they're smoking shisha and eating sushi, and I was thinking this is like something I've never seen before.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Dream.
The
yeah,
nomad haven, man.
yeah, it was no, but yeah, that was Malta was probably my favorite.
Rick,
Do you
did you go?
stand by what you said about Malta being the Bali of Europe?
Yeah, do you reckon,
Yeah.
James?
Yeah, probably.
It's just smaller and there's no greenery.
Yeah.
There's nothing's green there.
Need that nature.
Yeah,
Just
no,
those-
but you can still like we were on the bikes. You can still go workplaces. Everything's cheap. The gyms were good, ish, because there was certain gyms that were average, and that we found one gym that was good. Yeah, I don't know. You could definitely live there. You could definitely live. Yeah.
What was the best gym you trained at throughout the whole trip?
Muscleworks in England.
Yeah.
Yeah, Muscleworks in England is way better than.
Did you go to Ultraflex or no?
Nah, it was like a 200-pound train ride.
Oh, fuck that.
Return. Yeah, we really wanted to, but I just kept hesitating with the price because it's 400 pounds all up. That would have meant like $1,000 almost for a day. I don't know.
Nah, fuck that.
Yeah, but we did book things late. Yeah, because I don't book things in advance. I'm sure Rick can relate.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I just book it like it's on the day when
As
I'm
you
there.
go, yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes you get stung by it, but I just hate the idea of having a plan and then you come to the day and you just can't be bothered, or you got to work or whatever. Yeah,
That's my missus, man. She's already planned because we're gonna do Europe and then America next year.
yeah. Are you doing
She's-
both?
Yeah,
Cool.
we're doing both. We want to tick it off and then settle down, kids and whatnot. But bro, she's planned like, all right, train ride from here, plane from here. I was like, man, have my card and let me
Just
follow
go.
along like a little
That was
child,
me-
bro.
That was me when I booked out me and my partner's Europe trip. She had no fucking idea. I reckon I've got it written down in my little journal here. You ready?
I don't mind it because I hate planning, right? When it
I
comes to like,
would love that.
yeah. But for me, I don't care because I know everything's organized. All the hotels organized. So I'm just following along, bro. I'm just waddling behind.
Yeah.
As long as you don't get stuck in Cambodian Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Did you plan the whole thing, James?
Man.
Where we were next, every day.
Well, I
Before
think
that, had
when
to-
we plan-
give you anxiety not knowing where I'm going to be.
When we plan stuff, we just make sure the Wi-Fi is a 10 and we make sure that it's near a gym. Besides that, it's like,
Yeah, pretty chill.
Whatever goes.
Sounds like
yeah,
Rick.
How was Banus?
good, but it's definitely overrated.
Really?
Yeah, like you compare it to like an actual gym with a culture, like Muscleworks in England had a bit of culture about it. It's way better, but yeah, it's actually what's it pronounced? Binos. So apparently the owners told
Is
people
it a Binus?
Binos. Yeah, I used to call it Binus too.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, but like because they've swapped a lot of the equipment to like the new tech M Torture kind of stuff.
Mm.
A lot of Panada as well. So I was a little bit like, oh,
Oh,
I don't know.
Panada.
Yeah. Yeah, it was all that stuff. So like even like all the Nautilus is all replica. It's not real Nautilus.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's worth checking out because you get super motivated because you see all the meatheads and like the first thing I thought when I got there was like, what the fuck is this? Like these guys are
Fuck, I'm small.
Yeah, pretty much. But, like Ulysses Jr. was there every day. You remember him?
Yeah, that's a throwback.
Was that the fake natty?
Yeah,
Yeah,
him
the
and
fake
Simeon
natty.
Panda.
You had the gyno.
And he's in person. He's clearly got the gyno removed too.
Yeah.
100%. With that many eyes, he definitely would have.
Yeah, well, he's like 40. He's like late 40s now, and he's still
40s.
great.
Fuck, he looks good for 40.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, he'd be 45, just under 45. Yeah, you wouldn't pick it. No way.
No.
Yeah, but
That
like
guy hasn't aged a day since I first started seeing him back in fucking early 2000s.
simply shit days.
And at 40, I'm fucked. I'm gonna be bald headed, bro. I'm not gonna have anything. I'm gonna be white. It's gonna be cooked.
It's funny, bro, because my hairline at the back started.
What do you mean I'm going to be white?
No, like white hair.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm changing color, man.
Still white now, bro.
Enough melanothan.
Do you grey now?
Secret.
I've found two, bro. I found two, and I was like, nah.
Two, that's a good day.
That's a good day for me.
Yeah,
I got two in my mo right now.
Yeah, I gotta get my Izzy cleans my beard for me. Like she takes the greys out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's brutal. The hairline, my hair's fucked, like in terms of how grey it is. I can't grow it out. You're lucky, Phil. You got heaps of hair for your age.
I don't know how I still got so much. I mean, I'm lucky my dad has got his head, but fuck. Yeah, I'll take it.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I was done early.
Fuck, I'm gonna have to grow out a beard for this next.
Yeah, the only one without.
Yeah.
My baba cooked me, man. Fucking shaved too much, bro. I wanted to turn.
Oh no! Did you just sit there and say, "Yeah, that's fine, or did you tell him?
No, so happened once before where he done the fade, and
Your
the fade
fault,
wasn't
bro. It
bad.
happened before. It's your fault.
No, but this was a new person, so I trusted another source. I went to him, and I'm like, just clean up the beard just a little bit, bro. When he started getting the rate, like the I think it was a 4 on the bottom of my beard, bro. I wanted to turn. I was like, yeah. Finish it off. It's fucking done now. You can't fix it. Unless you got some fucking super glue, bro. I'm just dirty.
Coming back.
I did that in Alicante. He started like going really far down here, and I just noticed that it was fucked. And he put in the phone translator, like, "Is it okay?" And I'm just like, "Yeah, bro." Like, yeah,
No, it's fucked. But what are we gonna do now?
And the hair. Have you ever noticed when you get really bad haircuts, they take forever to do it?
Yes.
Yeah, the quick ones are there.
Last week, the line fade, right, where there was no fade at all, took it like an hour and 15 minutes.
Oh, bro, like this.
It's not even faded. I'm like, he's like, "Are you happy with the fade?" I was like, "Bro, I don't have another 50 minutes to spare." Yeah, it's good. Get me the fuck out of here.
It grows. It grows back.
It's all right. It'll grow back, mate. Just drop the Mastron dose down a little bit.
The in England, I think I paid like 130 AUD for a head shave and beard.
Fucking hell.
Oh, it was crazy.
But I don't even know what I paid in Denmark.
That's when I saw you that day, Rick. Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
What was it?
I didn't look because I
get in the car.
He just tapped.
Get it either way. But like Denmark is like whatever like anything normally is like times that by 2. Like I don't know how they're so happy. Well, I guess they're all just like, I don't know, the minimum wage is like $1 million or something, but fucking cheap. Yeah.
What? Give us an example of something like cost wise.
To be honest, I don't even really do the conversions that much to look at it to decipher the price range. But like basically people are here that are from like the UK and the US are like, wow, what the hell?
Yeah.
Like how much things are. Yeah.
I had another little. I know I went on a couple of tangents yesterday, but this is a completely irrelated tangent. I got back like of Monday and like my mum was watching TV and like I was just talking to her and she was watching something about like it was basically people complaining about the house price in Australia and how everything's unaffordable. I feel like Aussies don't recognize it. It's not an Australian problem.
It's everywhere, man.
England is so like I did a consult with a guy from California today. He's paying like $4,800 AUD a month for rent for like a 1-bedroom apartment in San Jose.
What?
Like, and to them, they know it's a problem, but it's not a problem that like it's a problem we need to fix it and change this and this and this. It's just like it's the way it is.
Even Eastern Europe, like Serbia, which is down there economically, man, they're paying like upwards of $400 a week on rent.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And they're like yearly average salary is around 20,000, 30,000.
Yeah, no,
which makes no fucking sense. How are you pulling money out? Like,
yeah.
It's not
But
a
you know
local
what?
thing.
It's I was gonna say it was like that was the same because when I went to Macedonia and with my partner's family, it was like one of those things. What was it? We were sitting down and we were eating cherries, yeah. So we're eating cherries and we were fucking hammering them, right? Because like they just kept pulling them out of their ass, like they kept pulling them out of the fridge. They just kept topping up the bowl, so we were all hammering them. And then we asked them how much they were a kilo, and they told us they were $2 a kilo for cherries, yeah. And when we told them it was like $30 a kilo here for them, they fucking lost their minds.
Hmm.
They couldn't believe it. And then there was like one of them that like does quite well, and he told us what his like monthly salary was. And when we heard it, we were like, "Shit! Like you guys do not get paid.
Yeah.
Like if you did that job in Australia, like you'd be on 100, 150K.
Yeah.
Like he's like the head of accounting for like a hospital that's also like part of a university. And like when he told us, it was like fuck. Well, it wasn't much. I'd say it was almost like 20,000 euro a year, maybe
Yeah, it's
30.
crazy, man.
And
That
it was like,
that East Europe, man, it's rough.
Well, I
yeah.
think just because we're in a country with so much privilege, when sort of things like that start to normalize with the rest of the world, people think it's a problem.
Mm.
Really, like our housing affordability is much better than the UK by far, much better than most of the US. Like, and then you compare it to wage, like even in Malta, I don't know if James, you spoke to Uncle John about it. Houses in Malta are like 2 million euros for a house. More. If you want an apartment, you're still paying 500,000-600,000 euros, and their minimum wage would be like half of ours.
So everyone would just renting.
They're just flat. Yeah, or they've just had them their whole lives. It's funny because they were saying like a few people that they knew would buy a house like 4,000 euros, and now they're worth like 3.5 million, like 40 years later. Because like 40 years ago, no one wanted to live in Malta.
Generational. That's same as Serbia. You either like if you're in the city, it's probably like your great grandpa bought that.
Mm.
I think
Yeah.
even like, for example, like my nan in Essendon, she's got a place. I think she spent like $70,000 on it, and it's on big land as well. Now it's probably worth like 3 mil.
Yeah, easily. Yeah, the generational wealth, and they did it by default. But times have changed, especially in like countries like this, because it's just developed as we've grown older. But yeah, I don't know. I just an interesting concept because it's just
I've
it's amazing.
always go into like finance chat.
We always
Like
did. We do that last time?
points, bank cards.
I was gonna say last time was our credit cards getting the freaking
What
flight
about
points.
Oh, you got to keep getting the points. In Dubai, don't take Amex either, which was a bit of a bad buzz. Nowhere in Europe took Amex. Oh, that's an interesting one. England are cashless.
Altogether.
Oh,
Well,
really?
like there wasn't many places that took cash, like if
Okay.
any. I can't remember one off the top of my head. It was all card.
Impressive.
Supermarket.
Supermarket, yeah, the supermarket did, but a lot of them were self-checkout, so I don't know because we were using card for everything.
I use cash over there.
Oh, you did? Oh, I used cash once. I can tell you what, but I won't say it on there. That was
Well,
good.
that's
What did you say?
good quality businesses.
Yeah, good quality businesses take cash. That was
It's
pretty
helping the economy.
He's king.
Yeah. So I guess one of the concepts we were going over yesterday. Now let's get into some more coaching specific stuff. I don't know how to start this.
37 minutes later. Let's do it. Let's start.
By the way, the housing prices.
All right, hold on one sec. I just want to open up the chat so I don't muck it up. So we were going over client was it? I don't want to say client gratitude. How do we lead this?
You're the podcast host, bro.
I don't want to be the host.
Well, it's your brand, mate.
Do you
I
guys
know
know
it's my
what
brand, but I didn't want to make
goes
it
up?
my brand. I was hoping we could do like a joint entry, but then when you started introducing, I'm just like, oh, he's already done it now.
It's a dog.
It's a dog.
Oh, the
There's
German,
a dog in the background.
Dakota's in the background. I don't even think she realizes.
I just have a bit of a stretch there.
But yeah, I was gonna say a bit of a stretch.
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't know.
I don't know. Client gratification. What do you reckon?
Hello.
I just feel like it's one of those things where you do pay the coach at the end of the day, but like you still have to be grateful for what they do. When it comes down to it, it's like I'm probably going to be messaging you at 7 o'clock at night while I'm sitting on the couch with my partner watching Netflix or something.
I think some people don't recognize that it is something that you invest in, and it is an all-inclusive service, as in you're around the clock for them and you do invest. But like other coaches do give it a bad name because there are coaches who don't invest wholeheartedly into the process, and maybe that's where it stems from. But basically what it was you have clients that don't show any gratitude towards the process and they sort of treat it like it's transactional when you don't want to treat it like it's transactional. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
perfectly
spot
said,
on.
honestly.
Yeah, because like I try not to treat anyone transactionally. I don't think I do. There's some that sort of force you into a position where you have to. I'm sure you've had that. Yeah, because they're very just
Clients
like,
that maybe are a little bit more just like, yep, tell me what to do, I'll do it, and sort of just straight to the point. Is that what you mean?
yeah, I have actually a couple of clients who I message them through the week. They don't reply to me at all. Like they don't reply to my check-ins, nothing, but they check in every week.
Yeah.
Like
I'll have that too, where it's like the
Yeah.
client won't reply to a check-in, but then things I brought up in the check-in, they'll bring up in their next week's check-in.
That's
Yeah.
happened to me as well.
Like I don't communicate like that. And like initially it was a bit of a shock and I'd like follow up like, hey, did you get the check-in? But then it's sort of like, yeah, it's fine. Like I'll just bring it up in next week's check-in form. But of course, if it's like pressing and something that needs to be like mentioned straight away, like I'll add also in the message I send over with their video recording feedback of like, hey, can you please let me know X, whatever.
Yeah.
Well,
Different
even like,
communication styles is a tough one to navigate, hey, because you've got
Mm.
so many people that communicate differently, and remembering which client you're talking to, how they communicate, and things like that. It's a balancing act.
well, even the little one that sort of gets me, I do like when the clients respond to when I send them the loom.
I started requesting that now.
Oh, see, I was wondering
Every
actually
single
how I could
client.
go about requesting that because I just like to know it's been acknowledged.
Yeah. I'm like, you can leave it like a short notice, just touching base that you understood what changes I put in. Or I have some clients now that will reply like on every single thing I ask them, or like even the changes, just acknowledging it. And I like it. It goes a long way in my books, man.
So did you just say to them in the previous check-in, like, can you make sure you start acknowledging the feedback? Is that what you said?
I'm just like, hey man, like once I send the message, once you watch the Loom video, give me a little bit of a spiel on what you took away from the video, just so I can confirm that we're both on the same pathway.
That works quite well, actually, because I was thinking about it and I thought, like, I would never, with any of the coaches I've had, I would never receive the feedback and not respond.
Yeah, the same.
Yeah.
Because occasionally I'll like watch, for example, I'll watch Joe's feedback and then like I'll get back to work and then an hour later I'll be like, all right, like I'll reply to him now. And like I feel bad doing that.
I get that a lot, and I don't mind. Like I kind of know which clients, because you can see their Loom, they viewed the Loom,
It's been
and
viewed,
then whether it be after work or something, they'll respond. I'm more than fine, but just acknowledging it goes a long way for us as well, because even though you're paying for a service, right? It's like with any other sport. If you go play like NPL, like football, you got to pay for the season to play, right?
Yeah.
So yes, you're paying for that service to play, but it's still a team sport.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially if you're a competitor, it's not just a transactional procedure. You have to connect together.
That's where it becomes that becomes more important though when it's a competitor as well, like communication.
Exactly.
The reason I brought this up is because I think it does stem back to gratitude, because sometimes I do see when they don't respond as like a lack of gratitude. But some of them I know just don't do it even though they are grateful. But sometimes I just think I would, like, for example, I got one guy who never applies to my looms, but he's been a client for 2 years. And I know for a fact that he's on board with it all. Just very simple client. He's been through my processes, never has questions. But it's just nice to think, all right, cool, this has been acknowledged. They're thankful. They had no questions, whatever. But like I know James cops it too. So.
All your check-ins now.
What'd you say?
People are going to start acknowledging all your check-ins now after they watch.
Yeah, the ones that watch the podcast. But to be honest,
we sneak in everything we want changed.
Yeah.
To these podcasts, it's been working so far.
I had a guy.
It's important because like we all, maybe like the clients don't think that it's like expected. And they think like, oh yeah, they sent over Loom, awesome. And they might like reply in their head. But I think because we know how good it feels, like when a client like responds to a check-in, like awesome, like thanks heaps, like looking forward to the weekend, like, and that just like rewarding feeling of like, sweet, I'm doing my job, I'm doing it well, they're happy. Because maybe you boys are the same, but sometimes if a client doesn't reply to the Loom and they are happy with the service, but you're in your head like, are they happy though?
Bro, yes.
Are they getting like, because if they were replying to the show like that sort of excitement, investment in the process.
Yeah, no, I agree. Damn, I was going to raise a point then regarding the acknowledgement of the Loom, and now I've gone blank. So we might have to. Yeah.
We didn't hear you before though.
For like the last 10 minutes about something. I was going to say the answer, but when everyone was quiet, like 5 minutes ago, I was going to say what food doesn't go off, and I said it like 5 times, and no one fucking replied. And I was like,
Oh god.
We're experiencing some technical difficulties.
Wait,
Oh,
what?
wait, so you've been sitting there in silence for the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, well, I was trying to. Everyone went quiet for like that split second. I was like, "Sweet, now is my time to attack with a win."
What was the
And
weird question?
I kept saying, "I'm like, what food doesn't expire?" And then no one replied, and I'm like, "Are we
Rice.
like is someone muted me or some shit?"
Uncooked
Well,
rice.
apparently in Bali, cheese doesn't expire and it doesn't need to be put in the fridge.
I wouldn't trust it, bro.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't be touching that.
I haven't tested it, but yeah, that's what they do.
Even that moldy cheese, man. Smell of that. No fucking chance am I digesting that.
Gorgonzola's
No.
the I was hammering that in Italy.
Yeah, I don't mind gorgonzola.
Why I came back so fat.
Depends what it's on. Yeah, on a pizza maybe, like with 4-cheese pizza or something.
Bro, I was having it in paninis. It was unreal.
Man, I did one panini over there, and it was so overwhelmingly rich that I just never did it again.
I want to play a guessing game. How much weight do you guys think I put on coming back from a month in?
Do you guys want to answer my question or not?
It doesn't go off, right?
What was the question?
Cereal.
What food doesn't expire?
Tuna.
What a silly answer, no.
In tuna.
Wait,
Milk, you want to lock one in? Philip, you want to lock one in? We'll go one
Actually
in.
an answer?
Three.
What food doesn't expire?
Rice.
Legitimate answer.
It's a legitimate
Is it
answer.
rice?
It's that weird fucking fish in a can that they do in like
Mantle.
Just spam.
The strugan, the smelly one, right?
Yeah, the smelly one.
I'm just trying to think of the zombie apocalypse movies and what they put in there. In
Yeah, I
their
was thinking of that
basement.
as well.
It would be spam, I think. That's the one that's in every single one.
Spam's also elite.
Baked bean.
It's honey, believe it or not.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Because it has a very low moisture content and high acidity level, which creates inhospitable atmosphere for bacterial microorganisms to grow. How interesting.
That was good. And I like
This gives you guys an insight with how Anth's check-in updates go. You'll start the video with like a fun fact.
Rick was sitting there biting his tongue. He knew the answer. Answer.
He's like, I heard this one 3 weeks ago.
You need to pick up the content, Anth. You need to start researching some more, man.
Yeah, give me another one. Maple syrup. What's the perks of incorporation of maple syrup?
Into diet.
Yeah.
Is it vitamin?
No, maple syrup has some kind of properties that I'm actually unaware of.
Is it high in
Right.
vitamin E maple syrup, or am I making that up?
I was hoping that Anthony knew the answer.
I have no idea, bro. I couldn't tell you.
No, like true maple syrup, not maple flavored syrup.
Why
Polyphenols.
maple syrup good for you?
Antioxidants, lowering cholesterol, supports brain health, but I don't think there's anything super snazzy about it. Like, I don't think it's a superfood or anything.
Yeah, see, I was under the impression of some kind of superfood.
Nah, I would know about it if it was.
Honey, are you taking the piss? Because I feel like you're taking the piss.
Me?
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm serious. Remember when Cohen used to give me maple syrup flat out?
Oh yeah, you skip it to
Yeah. And like maple syrup was this guy's like only carb source, that and blueberries.
What?
That was because he was full.
When was he giving it to you, though?
Nah,
All
this
day
is
or
pre-
workout?
I remember when my carbs went up, he had like 20 mils a meal.
This is pre-Liver King.
Why?
He was very rogue, we'll just say. Yeah. Good. He was my first coach. I liked. The reason I lost is probably another thing. Just the reason I lost. The reason I stopped is off air. It wasn't by choice.
Also the reason he lost.
Yeah. Also the reason I lost. But no, he was good. He was really
Goddamn maple syrup.
I think it was a maple
Done
syrup.
it.
But no, a lot of really rogue approaches to dieting and whatnot. And in fairness, everything that he did was like as he would explain for it to be. Like I remember I was eating mangosteens as part of my diet.
Please elaborate what a mangosteen is. I have no idea what that is.
Mangosteen. They're in Bali. They're like
Little
a
purple things that
purple.
look like a tomato.
Yeah.
They've got like a hard skin.
And a
What is
white
it? Mangosteen?
mangosteen. They're very expensive in Australia. They're very cheap in Asia.
They're like a super exotic fruit.
Oh, it's white inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did try that.
They're
Not too
nice
bad.
as. They're just the only problem is when you buy them over there, like ants and stuff get inside them. So you'll buy a bag of 20 and like 10 of them will be cooked.
Oh, yeah, these are like
Lychee.
they're kind of like lychee vibes.
Yeah,
That's what they look like.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you the story about when I discovered dragon fruit in Bali?
boss. No, but I probably had the same
Yeah.
experience.
I can assume what the experience is.
Bro, I discovered dragon fruit in the first day. I was when I came for 2 months. So like it was like my second day. I was getting ready to enjoy my time. And I went to the toilet and I wiped and it was a bit red. And I thought, oh yeah, like maybe I'm just like a bit like there's a bit of a sore there. I don't know.
This is so
Hang on, did you stand? Did you stand or sit?
I sat. Yeah. Like, because I just noted, I don't know why, bro. I don't know why I looked, whatever. That's another conversation. And then like I went to go to take a piss later, and I'm looking in the toilet, and I'm like, I swear my urine looks a bit red. Like I was like, I swear this looks red. So then the next time I went to the toilet, I pissed into a cup. And it was red. And man, I was convinced I was dying. I was like, flights to come home. Like, I thought I was pissing blood. And
Did
then
you look up on Google?
Oh man, on Google I was looking like what's pissing blood, and it was coming up prostate issues. Like, and I'm just like, holy shit, I gotta go home. I'm here for 2 days, I gotta go home. And then I was like nervous to tell her, told her, and then Izzy's like looking at my hands because my hands were like stained red from dragon fruit. And she's like, do you think it's from the fruit? And then I realized if you eat too much dragon fruit, your piss turns red.
Yeah.
Like deep,
How much dragon fruit were you having?
Oh, bro. like 4 or 5 a day. Like I was on like 700 carbs at the time, so I was just pumping out like 150 worth via dragon fruit.
You know what we should have done? We should have posted a question box.
Yeah, we should, but people don't get involved enough. Do you ever get Rick on your anonymous
I reckon
one?
if Millsy posted it, Ali had fucking.
Oh mate, Ali would thrash that.
Yeah. Do you get invasive ones on your anonymous ones, Rick?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Initially, they were a bit more invasive until James broke my heart. The love language thing was actually, and there wasn't people declaring their love for me, which
sorry,
a little bit of a hit to the ego. But that's
sorry about that. I was getting it. It was only because I was getting them as well, and I was like, "Fuck, what is this? Who wants? Why are they telling me that they used to like me 6 years ago?"
Yeah,
we all got the same one.
And then you're like, "Oh yes, I know the one." Yeah, like I sometimes get ones like into like my personal life and things like that. And it's
what's an example?
There's an example like, oh, like, are you speaking to anyone at the moment, and things like that, like, or even like in regards to like PED side of things, like what's the design, stack design at the moment, like shit like that like I don't think is very useful for me to bring up, for things like that. But yeah, I haven't done one in a while. I'll give it a test run. I'll do another one and see what comes up. What about you? Do you get that?
No, we had Izzy did one the other week, or maybe James did, and like we had it was clearly one person that we knew, and they were asking they were just like grilling us, like in a nice way, because you knew they were trying to be like polite, but it was just like, we know who's asking this question, like, and we're not going to answer these questions. Do you get what I mean?
But we did answer them.
Yeah, we did answer some of them.
About Izzy being on PEDs or whatever.
Yeah, it's like, oh, Izzy's on PED. I heard Izzy pulled out of prep because she was doing too much PEDs, and it's like, where the hell did you hear that? Like, yeah.
But it's true. She was on trend. Told everybody on my fucking Instagram. She was running too much trend. It's just a big issue. I don't know, Michael. I don't think you should be giving your female clients trend.
Over agreement, trend will do that.
It was stuff like that, like other weird shit. But like that, I don't like doing the anonymous ones because I find people do that, and it annoys me because I'm a believer in, like, if you wouldn't say something to someone's face, don't say it. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah. I find I just get more questions when I put the anonymous up.
Sometimes you get good ones though. When you do,
you do get good ones through anonymous. I get good ones when I've done anonymous
because it's like you get the good ones that people are like randoms that are genuinely like too nervous to probably like ask you that question or message you the question. The one that I hate in the anonymous box that comes through a lot, and I don't know if you find this as well, Rick, or anyone that's ever done them, is people asking about your price for coaching.
Oh yeah.
It's like, how much?
And the response is always the same.
Like, it's like just or inquire.
Well, you get anonymous ones sometimes where you would rather just message them directly. I've had some people say, I'm going through this and this, what do I do?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, if you had your name there, I would have just messaged you.
100%.
Yeah. But just I don't know. I don't do the anonymous ones because they just piss me off. See the questions and I think, what fucking loser can't just ask me this? Like, or can't just pop it in the normal one? Or like, even then, like, why are you involved in I don't know, man. I don't know what you guys like, but I don't really like people knowing too much about my personal life as well.
I'm the same.
Yeah. I try to keep, even in Europe, I wouldn't have posted anything that I was in Europe, but sometimes I'd see like a view and I'd be like, this is too nice not to take a flick of.
Big photo.
Yeah, but besides that, like, I posted nothing. I tried to. Izzy would say to me, Michael, you got to post stuff. Like, it looks nice to have a life. And I'm like, yeah, good point. Yeah. Yeah, because a few of the clients like even like go to places because you didn't post, and I'm like, I just don't post. Like,
Enjoying being present in the moment.
yeah, I tried to. Oh, I'm not a photo guy
Fucking
either.
lie. Enjoyed present in the moment. He was like this the whole time he was there.
No, I wasn't.
I don't know. Izzy's photography skills of you, man. Like you look like you were very photogenic while you were there.
As long as it's from the back of my head, yeah. I'm awkward from the front shot. She's a cut because I got no photos of her.
I was the same as Alana. Alana hated our trip until we met halfway with her sister. Because like I'd take photos and be like, "This is a shit photo. Why didn't you tell me it was shit?" I was like, "What do you mean?" It's like it's a fucking photo. I'm like, "You take as many photos of me as you want." Like,
Got to take my hack and just convince a homeless person to take random photos.
I can't believe I bought that. It's good for the homeless people.
it is good for the homeless people.
I gave a homeless man a prime drink in Sweden the other day. I don't think he was too happy about that.
He was drinking a prime drink, or you were?
Nah, I gave him a prime because I went in and got a drink. I saw him when I walked in.
Gave him a prime.
Of course, I was getting one of these, and I was like, "What drink could I get him?" The prime, probably the last thing that the homeless
he'd probably ever purchase as well.
Yeah, exactly.
The hyper receptiveness of the taste buds to the flavor might have paired with the drug addiction.
You probably should have gotten him something that
had don't make me feel bad.
Maybe some water or something.
Yeah, you probably should have gotten him something with calories.
You just got him
I need to get through that thoroughly, all right?
Do people smoke in Sweden?
People smoke in Sweden.
Like cigarettes?
Not something I observed, to be honest. It was very clean in Malmo. I noticed that. I didn't really notice though. I feel like it would be that country that like not many people smoke.
That's what I
feel like in Spain, everyone was smoking everywhere.
Everyone was smoking even in England. It's just here that people don't smoke because they're so expensive.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. No, because even even you go to bars and you notice these people smoking outside. If you ever go to like the city here, no one smokes cigarettes anymore. Like there's vapes everywhere, but not cigarettes.
I think they've done really well. I mean, price tag once as well, but when they banned where smoking and eating, they've done pretty well with that. That was a massive kickback. Like Oakley, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Oakley.
Yeah, I am. Yeah,
that place was like chock-a blocks, man. Now it's actually dead on some days.
I don't like smoking at all. Like, and obviously I don't smoke, but I don't know, man. I kind of like if you were a smoker, I don't mind the concept of them being able to have a coffee and a cigarette in a cafe if someone wants to do that. Like,
have you seen in Japan what they have?
No.
So in Japan, in a lot of places, because the Japanese, they love smoking, but they also love keeping everything clean. Not only do they have like dedicated, like walled off sections for smoking in the city everywhere, where it's like you just go in this little room. It's almost like a bus stop. And then there'll just be like a pack of like 100 Japanese people who are just smoking cigarettes there. And then also in some of the cafes, they'll have like bottom floor, and then the second floor is like the smoking room. So like actually segmented the smoking area away. So like if you did want to, then you've got that option too.
I need to go to Japan.
I'd love to go to Japan.
I need to go to Japan.
Smash ciggies in Japan.
And Pokemon.
Go to the toilet and have a
ruin your experience with sushi though. That's the tough thing. It's a trade-off.
It ruins
it's never tasted the same.
In fairness, I usually get sushi just because I'm trying to be moderately like conservative.
It goes in that box of like it's like a free meal, but it's also like, it's still, good protein, good carbohydrates, digest pretty well.
I just think iodine, selenium, and carbohydrates. I'm like, I can justify that in my head.
I don't think that deeply about the iodine.
Say it again.
I don't think that deeply about like the iodine.
I know. I always have thought about that because I typically, when to get people to go off plan, I encourage them to go down that route, and I just think of it as like in totality. It's like
just when I get salmon, I'm like, yep, I'm getting those omegas in. It's not usually just justify sushi, but I just like sushi.
Yeah, since I had a food poisoning to salmon, I can't eat it anymore, and that was 2 years ago.
There you go.
Yeah, I can eat it, but I don't. Like after 3 days of eating it, I'll start gagging on it again.
It's just too expensive. I couldn't justify it.
Yeah, it is expensive. It is, but like, admittedly, I have steak twice a day, so I don't know what's cheaper.
It's probably about the same ballpark.
Yeah.
How many cheeseburgers you reckon in 2 hours?
Wait, what did Anth say? What'd you say?
How many cheeseburgers you reckon you could eat in 2 hours? Like Macca's cheeseburgers.
How many?
Macca's cheeseburgers
in 2 hours.
Yeah, you got 2 hours. How many do you reckon you could
That is a
down?
long time.
That's a very long time.
12.
If you think about it,
12.
I reckon you could do.
I could do
12.
You reckon 12, James?
Way more than 12, but not
No, way more.
Not way more.
I did 12 in the first minute.
I was gonna say you could easily do like 4 in the first 5 minutes.
This is clearly coming from men that have never done food challenges before.
I feel like as long as you eat it quickly,
I've done
it wouldn't
enough
be too
food
bad. But
challenges
if you,
in my life.
Or if you stack them up.
All right, next episode, we're all gonna buy 100
Just do the
cheeseburgers
chicken-
and
the
we're gonna
chicken
do
and
it.
the one.
That's
Maybe
it.
not 2 hours worth. I'd be worried I'd have like 30.
I reckon 20, like one every 10 minutes is a safe bet to start with, and then build on that.
You know what?
Nah, not in the first 10. I reckon you can
As
do 4 in the
an-
first
As
10.
an average, as a
As an
consistent-
average.
but I feel like that would be worse. I feel like if you space it out, it's going to
It'll hit
start
you
clogging
harder.
up.
I've done eating challenges. You do. I don't know if you guys have, but you the first like half of it, you're like, fuck, I'm gonna smack this, and then you just hit a wall, and you're like, you
Yeah,
can't
which one
even
did we
go.
do? We did a breakfast one in the US once.
We did an egg.
And I am embarrassed on how little I ate of it.
Yeah, I was walking around because like just trying to let it digest, but I just couldn't get it down. And I did like a
Doing that for
challenge.
breakfast would just set you up for the worst day ever.
Yeah. Bro, this was just
it was a
egg.
breakfast challenge, but we did it at night.
It was egg, sausage, mushrooms, and shit. Like I never like it made you hate eggs.
Yeah, it's pretty.
I'm in that position right now. I hate eggs, bro. I
I
can't
don't eat eggs.
stomach
Yeah,
it.
Eggs, mince, and rice.
I used to love it, man. But I feel like I've drilled it so much. Like,
Can you get them
Bambles-
anymore? Or is there still like a shortage of eggs? I've had eggs in
Queen Vic
ages.
Market.
no, we just go to
Market.
the to the farm,
They have an
local
abundance.
farm.
They have an abundance at Queen Vic Market.
You know what else was interesting? Again, I know I'm jumping
I love
topic.
eggs.
Out of all the airports that I went through, and I'm sure maybe Rick can relate to this because he's traveled more than I have in the last 6 months. Melbourne is the strictest airport by miles.
And it's the worst, bro.
Yeah, man, it took us 2 hours to get out when we got home.
Bro, Sydney Airport have like wet wipes that you can use to wipe the seat, and then if you want to wipe your ass with a wet wipe, they've got them right there in the cubicles. And Melbourne have like 1-ply toilet paper.
Yeah, they do, bro, and graffiti inside the cubicle. Yeah.
Hey, James, is that a pineapple Fanta? When did they come out?
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. They're not that good.
Oh, all right, forget it then.
Yeah, it's just like it's just shiny object syndrome, Phil.
Yeah, forget
Yeah.
it.
Something you haven't tried. Oh, you know what's mint? We had
It's an OG.
sugar-free Ribena.
Bro, we
Yeah, I've
have
got
it
that
here.
actually.
We have it
Yeah.
here.
Do we?
Yeah.
Oh, how have I never discovered that?
I don't know. Fucking
I
weird.
love sugar-free drinks. It's quite bad, actually.
This guy in the 20 quarters.
No, mineral water, sparkling. Andrew Tate, man. I'll be watching
I
some
was gonna
Tate
say Andrew Tate.
Sparkling water, all about that life. 100% sparkling water.
I went out for dinner. I went
It
out for dinner
slaps,
with a
man.
mate. I went out for dinner with a mate, and he ordered sparkling water. And I like the other night, and I just looked at him, and I'm just like, you just know, you know why every time. Yeah, because before that, I never did sparkling water.
I used to be
Find the
bad on the
sparkling
Pepsi
water.
Max, man. Oh, sorry, you go, Rick.
Okay.
I want you to
I
go.
was going to say the sparkling water is kind of like the salty coffee where it just pisses people off.
Yeah.
Like if I say I like sparkling water, people like take it like I'm attacking them.
Mhm.
No, when you're with the right
You know what it
person,
is?
they'll look at you and be like,
Respect.
People think
Yeah.
people think you're snobby when you drink sparkling water.
Yeah, that's what I always get. They're like, "Oh, you think you're posh now?"
Like you think you're better than
Yeah?
I'm
me.
just like, bro, I
Yes.
just
I do.
yeah, I'm
Nah,
better
bro.
than you, fucker.
Of course
My
I'm better than
cafe-
you. Drink sparkling.
cafe hack is sparkling water. I do a long black and a bottle of sparkling water, and I just keep going on sparkling water, and I finish it when I leave.
Hmm.
And it just makes you look like you're getting something, so they're happy for you to stay at the cafe.
Hmm.
I
Yeah,
have to do that so often because basically when you work from home, I'm sure you boys notice this too. You probably go to the toilet way more frequently than you probably need to. Like you're just like, oh, I piss a little bit. I'll just go to the toilet, grab a drink. So when I go for like a big walk, I find I have to like always go to the toilet. And I've noticed in Europe, there's not a lot of like public toilets around. Like it just seems I always have to go to a cafe and then buy a drink just so I can use the toilet and then walk out. And I found in Spain, actually, they would straight up say no. Like it's dine-in only. And I'll be like, I want to, take away coffee or a takeaway Coke Zero. They're like, no, it's only dine-in. And then I'm there just like, fuck. So I just have to sit down with the coffee.
Drink your water.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I piss way more at home. Like I have to go now, and I went an hour ago. It's actually quite surprising because I haven't drank much fluid. I actually find after I fly, about 2, 3 days later, I just start pissing. And then
Water
my body weight
retention.
normalizes. Yeah, I hold heaps of water when I fly.
It
I
cankles.
also
Yeah.
hold heaps of water when I fly. It's fun.
When I'm fatter, it's worse. Because I noticed the flights at the start of the trip, because I was like 94 kilos versus the end, like 97. And I was only 3 kilos. But I think I messaged Joe last week when I got to Dubai, I was like 99 kilos. I was freaking the fuck out. But it was from the flight. Within 2 days, I was back to 95.
You only put on 4 kilos from the flight.
Yeah, I put on about 3 or 4 from a
Must
flight.
must be
Yeah.
nice.
Met 2 at the minimum. Depends how long the flight is
I think
and
I
how
was
much I move around on the flight.
I think I was up 6 or 7.
Just from flight.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Ooh,
man. Within
did you eat
3
a lot on
days,
the
I
plane
dropped.
though?
What? 6 or 7 kilos from a flight?
By 2 days after I got off the plane, I dropped like 7 odd kilos.
What the fuck, man?
Yeah, that's a lot.
All
Yeah.
your scales aren't broken?
Nah. Oh fuck! You know what? I hope they are, and I hope I'm lighter than I am.
That's wild. That's actually wild.
Yeah, 7's crazy.
Do you drink much water on your flight day, or do you just not drink any water at all? And it just
I probably drink every time they come around with like food. I'll always get a cup, and I'll always take like a 1.5 liter bottle on.
Okay.
And like I'll smash.
They never let me take water on.
I was gonna say they'd never let me take water on either.
Yeah, no, never. I always get annoyed because I have to survive the whole flight on like a 600 mils of water.
When are you talking about? You're from Bali. They don't let you take it on.
Jetstar.
Dubai, they didn't let me take it on.
Didn't they? Dubai let me take it on.
Singapore doesn't let you bring it. You know when you're going putting your bags in,
Yeah.
you have to have it empty. You can take the bottle. Then
Yeah.
once
Yeah.
you're on the other side, then
You
you
fill it
can pour it out of
Fill
the
it up.
tap. It's
They do
just
it
in
so
case
it-
it's like
I'm pretty
just in
sure
case it's like a bomb or some shit.
yeah, so it's not flammable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
Oh, maybe it wasn't Dubai. Maybe it was to Malta that I had from Malta to Dubai that I had water.
Yeah, Malta airport was easy. Yeah, like I was saying about the airports before, even Dubai airport, you get there, your bags are ready for you. They don't check shit. You get off and you do your thing. In
Yeah.
Australia, like you sit there, you're waiting your 45 minutes for your bags. Then you got to wait in another line for them to take this card that you have to be honest on. And then they check the card and they flag you through. Unless
You always forget the pen.
yeah.
Always.
If you forget the pen, then they check you. So if you ever got stuff in your luggage you don't want them to see, make sure you fill out your form.
You have a pen.
Yeah. No, but yeah, I
Breaks.
just thought it was pathetic, like how slow they are, and it's like they're checking for the most minuscule things, and they're flagging through like maybe 1/10 of the people. Like they're not going to pick up anything, so why waste anyone's time?
Mm.
Do your bags ever get checked? Like pre-conveyor belt?
No, never.
Mine every single time.
Really?
The last
Yeah.
thing.
Oh man, yeah, no,
Yeah. You could probably put 2 and 2 together.
You look dodgy, bro.
yeah.
Why? Because I'm a beard.
Yeah, it's
Brown.
exactly why.
You fly with your other passport?
Pardon?
Which passport do you fly with?
Aussie.
Oh, okay, interesting.
No, it's because I mean I'll say it straight up, right? This is all practice, not real education.
Yeah.
It's because I got like shit seized.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Remember how I told you ages ago?
Yeah.
And that was
Oh,
locally. That
fuck, so
wasn't
they
even
actually pay-
internationally.
So that's true that they do that.
And I didn't know that, right? I
Yeah.
didn't know that. And every time it gets checked, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I got nothing dodgy in there. And
I've been
I even
seized
swapped.
before.
I
Yeah.
swapped my suitcase for my missus' suitcase, like the last Cambo trip. I'm like,
Yeah.
let me just try this. Maybe it'll open hers. Nah, mine again. And then I spoke to somebody and they're like, have you ordered and got anything seized? I was like, yeah. They're like, that's why. You're always going to get checked going forward.
I've
Wait,
been
is that like
seized. I remember-
Fuck, there you go.
Yeah.
travel?
So
or
I can't
something like
smuggle
ordering
kilos
it?
of cocaine anymore.
Yeah.
Jokes. Jokes.
Mm. No, that's crazy. I know people that travel with so much in their suitcase as well.
Hmm.
Yeah, and
I know someone who took 2 vials of tests over to Europe.
oh no, I know a lot of people that do that.
Mm.
I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know where they get the confidence from, bro. I'd be shitting bricks in the line.
Fuck that.
It depends. If you're flying into England, you're allowed to do that. Did you know that?
I shit myself when I have a
You're allowed to take personal use into England and out of England because it's decrimmed.
Like, can you take it out of Australia?
Well, they don't check your bags going out, do they?
Yeah. No, they don't get out. Like you can literally take whatever you want.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. They don't, I mean, they don't give a shit. Take it out, and then if you get caught, that's your ass.
This is definitely the most difficult country to like. You would never take a risk with anything coming into here.
Yeah.
It is not. Yeah, we're so legislated, man. I think just being away made me realize that because even in Dubai, how much can I talk about on air? Let's just say, let's
Anything you
just
want, bro.
say,
It's your channel. Who
Make
cares?
sure, make sure you don't bring drugs into the country.
They've never
I
been-
would be careful to buy a little bit if you do plan to go back. I mean, the likelihood of it ever arriving, but they are very.
Yeah, they're going to be watching this podcast, Michael.
Yeah.
This is going viral, man.
The sheiks will be watching this with yeah.
let's just say ordering supplements is like getting Uber Eats. It's that easy.
Uh-huh.
It's actually probably easier. You'd have more headaches with Uber Eats.
Hmm.
Yeah. Crazy. Like you'd think for a Middle Eastern country they'd be strict, but no.
Too much money.
Money
going-
talks, baby.
Cash talks.
Yeah.
Money going around. Why would you care?
Yeah, no, just even like they were saying to me while they're there, like with the criminal system, just in general, there they don't have many people locked away. The thing that they do though, if you get caught doing any crimes and you're on a visa, they deport you instantly. So you could just get done for speeding a couple of times and they'll threaten to deport you. That's why no one does anything. There's no assault, no crime. It's definitely the safest country I've been to in terms of you would never expect anything to go wrong. And like even the lower class are like happy that like people like us and the people that live there who are on better incomes are spending money with them. Does that make sense? Yeah. But yeah, no, interesting. Yeah, no, Australia's customs sucks. The other thing we had to hear to you got any other random facts?
Questions?
Yeah. What year did the Titanic sink? You guys know?
18.
I know Anth doesn't even have these written down either. I know Anth's just pulling this out of the back of his mind.
Yeah, I thought maybe he was doing some research.
1902.
Ooh, nah. Philip?
Hot or cold?
Fuck.
It's
1920.
Ooh, that's hotter.
1923.
Colder.
1910.
Mills, what do you reckon?
1910. I split the gap.
Oh, that's the warmest.
1912.
Yeah, 1912. Yeah.
Someone say 1908.
No, I said 1902.
Yeah, no, I haven't even seen the movie Titanic, eh?
Either.
As
It's
in,
I got a good one. If you could be sponsored by any two companies, who would you be sponsored by? Anything.
Any two companies.
Like anything, as in you could go as big as Nike.
You can go as big as
Rolex, and then I'll just sell Rolexes, and then I'm sorted.
I like that.
It's good.
I don't think Rolex would ever do
Okay,
it.
you can't resell the products.
Oh, dodgy.
I'd be throwing the.
If you said fitness labels, I would say Alphalete because and the reason I'd say Alphalete is because I feel like Christian Guzman would be reasonable to deal with.
They've got nice jumpers.
It can literally be anything.
Yeah, it's nice jumpers. Anything Nike.
I'd go, really? I was thinking something like, you got to think of something that you use every day.
Oh,
I'm thinking like Jocks or something. Like I'm thinking like Lululemon.
Jocks of all things.
Yeah, but with something like Nike, you get your jumpers, your t-shirt, your pants, your jocks, your shoes.
You get your Jocks as well. You're right.
I'd go Nike every day.
Yeah, I reckon Nike.
I would get sponsored by GYG, like the food place.
Oh yeah.
True.
BYG's macros are misleading. I don't care what it is.
Like with the amount of money I spend on food, definitely being sponsored by something food related would be a good move.
First thing that comes to my mind, Ricky, food.
Do you guys believe in like the whole? I was thinking about this today, like organic eating, like eating organic. Do you think there's a substantial difference, or there's any difference at all
Yeah, there's a substantial difference between my test levels.
with organic?
Yeah.
But like organic from Coles or organic from like the markets?
No, like true organic. Yeah.
I think it's in regards to like maybe lowering some symptoms of chronic diseases. It holds a lot of validity in just like unprocessed foods and things like that. But I don't think, or at least with any blood markers or things that you can actually use as a metric, like I don't really think there's going to be a massive difference if you get your chicken that's RSPCA approved or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I'm a bit of a non-believer in the organic concept.
You're just trying to go against the grain, bro. You're being hard on purpose.
I'm in the belief of my father that says when you have the two farms next to each other and they spray the pesticides on one, they blow over to the organic farm anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
And if someone maybe placebos themselves into believing that if I eat organic, I'm gonna feel amazing, I'm gonna, have all this amazing energy, all these nutrients, and then their life quality improves because of that placebo, could see that.
I also think as well by some people who would go down the organic route potentially were previously not eating fruit and vegetables to the extent, number one. Number two, the whole novelty of going to like a fresh food market and get it would push them to eat better anyway. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then as a result, they're going to obviously feel
I
better.
also think when you're spending almost 1.5 times the amount on the food, that you're more likely to stick to a diet when it's organic.
We're wasted.
Yeah.
I get organic everything from the veggie patch.
Do you grow it?
Yeah, not me.
Oh,
Like, my mum does it.
You're definitely in a proper wog household.
Yeah, it's proper wog, bro.
Bro.
It's like full caged up with wire around, chicken wire.
Yeah. Would you
Have you got plastic around the furniture still?
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah, actually.
Proper wall vibes.
It's proper wog, man. This house is wog as fuck.
What about deodorants?
I
never got on that bandwagon. Some people are really against like the spray deodorant.
Well, it's
Yeah.
funny you say that because I use natural deodorant now, and I also don't use aftershave.
Bro, I wasn't gonna mention it last time, but I could tell you a little bit stinky when we done that.
Nah, you know what? But dead set on that case. You know how many natural deodorants I've gone through to find one where I genuinely don't stink? It's fucked. Like, I've gone through about, I reckon, at least 15 brands of natural deodorants to find one that actually works.
Why? What was like the pivoting point for you? Like, why did you?
I don't know. I just thought, fucking, why not give it a shot? And like, it didn't really change much. And I guess it's like less aluminum.
I was grown up like from childhood, like to avoid them, like just from my mum being a bit of a biohacker. Like my whole house was just completely changed from like no deodorants, no like home brand soaps and things like that. So what I was taught was like spray on the clothes, but don't spray on your body.
Yeah.
Like even like if I bought a Lynx, my mum would like throw it out.
Fuck.
Yeah.
We use that in my house now. Me and my partner use like everything natural in the sense of like cleaning products and shit like that. Like we use heaps of bicarb and all that kind of thing, and like it works fine.
And I find the more I would use like those like Rexonas or whatever, the more I need to use them, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I love it. I love a good cologne.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah, I
sure.
don't know if I could forego that.
Like I sprayed some before I jumped on this podcast. Like you guys are going to be able to
I
smell.
can smell it. It smells good, man.
It's funny whenever I have a shower, I always spray myself. Like even if I'm just staying home.
Yeah, it just feels nice.
Yeah, just like the bit of a clean wash. Do you ever just have a shower? Like I don't know if you do this. This might be weird. Sometimes if I'm like sort of hitting a wall with check-ins, I'll have a shower and then I come back feeling like a new man.
Yeah,
100%.
A cold shower.
absolutely.
Yeah. Or it's like when I
Talking about body odor, a random fun fact. So Joe Jeffrey, for the listeners, mine and Michael's coach, he actually has a gene mutation where he does not give any body odor off. He like literally does not smell.
Yeah.
He could just not shower ever. Like he just showers just for the sake of just having a shower.
Wait, so what is it?
I learned
So
that.
it's a gene mutation where he literally doesn't sweat and doesn't smell.
Fuck, that'd be
I wish I had that problem, especially in Bali. Fuck me.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah, you should have seen. I didn't actually. You know what though? In Europe, I was sweaty all the fucking time, but I never stunk. And I'm convinced it's because I was always sweating, so I just never stunk.
Yeah, all toxins out.
That makes sense, eh?
Yeah.
Maybe it might have something to do with like there's less pollution there. But then again, there's the same in like Bali and Thailand. Like, you're sweating all the time, but you don't actually think, oh, I stink.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say there's pollution here though.
Here is in you in Melbourne?
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm referring more to like Southeast Asia.
Oh yeah, because the pollution there is obviously bad. The pollution in Dubai was quite bad even.
How does he go with like regulating his temperature? Will you have any issue with that? Like obviously the UK is a little bit colder, so he's maybe
Loves
not.
the winter. He
He
loves it.
hates the heat. So that's
I wonder
probably-
why. Yeah, I wonder why.
I mean, it's a perfect place to be for it.
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely the most
When
gloomy
it's like
place to be.
45 degrees one
It gets
way.
cold at 4. It gets dark at 4 o'clock in winter. When I
That-
first got to England, my first thoughts were, how do people live here?
That's wild.
Yeah, like
Like
that
a
cold.
community of hatred for the weather that brings people together.
And also has like daylight for like 20 hours a day.
Yeah, fuck that.
I'd love
That's
that.
like that here. If I didn't have my mental sleep mask, I'm literally going to bed when it's like 1 o'clock in the afternoon vibes.
Yeah, in England, I don't think I ever went to bed after dark, except for like one night because we were out late with Dean, and like we just didn't want to say to them, "Oh, we got to go to bed soon." Do you know what I mean? It was like probably 11 o'clock at night. It started to get dark, dead set.
Yeah.
So like every night, 9 o'clock, it'd be like bright. We had to put like the shutters down because like even Spain's the same. Spain was the same. Yeah, but like
Yeah.
here, dark, yeah, you don't really get that at all.
I'd
Here's,
get back at like 9:30 when I was in Italy.
you know what I'm kind of losing the appeal for as well? I used to really have an appeal to like move to Queensland. I don't have that appeal at all anymore. I'd like to know what you think, Millsy, because I know Rick loves it.
Yeah, man. Me and the missus talked about this for so long.
Yeah, but same. But now we've just sort of I've just sort of thought I wouldn't want to go there, but go on.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat just because of family. I have so much family down here that's holding me like grounded. Like I talked to you, Michael, we were considering even going back to Europe, right?
Yeah, I
So I got a
remember.
Serbian passport, and tax over there right now is 10% flat.
Yeah, it's mean.
And we were considering it. We got a house over there as well and everything, but I don't know, man. I'm so connected to family here. I can't leave. But like even the GC, man, I got a few clients there now. They send me photos and video. I'm just like, it looks beautiful even in winter.
I just think that like so many people have started to move there that it's almost deterred me because you see the specific kind of person that moves there.
I mean, yeah.
Brisbane is actually more of appeal to me. But even Gold Coast is busier than Melbourne now.
I mean, GC, I never liked GC by itself, to be honest.
Yeah, there's just heads everywhere in the like proper surfers paradise.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like going up north a little bit, much nicer. We still getting
You want like a bit more of a quiet, like sort of like the sunny coast is definitely like a good spot for that. Yeah, out of like the influences, like my brother.
It's the sunny coast.
What's that?
He's on the sunny coast.
No, he's in Burleigh, man. He's full influencer vibes. Yeah, but sunny coast is where like you get away from that a bit.
Have you ever looked into Newcastle?
Dude, no.
That's a good balance.
Newcastle, when I stopped over there, when I originally moved up to Gold Coast with my brother, I felt like I was in a retirement village.
Oh, that's what it is, yeah. But like it's not as far north, there's less people. You get the weather that's not like tropical for 6 months or 3 months of the year, whatever it is.
I couldn't find the heat either, so I wouldn't. Yeah, my experience with Newcastle is tainted.
Rick loves tropical.
Yeah,
lives for Bali.
I think the more that I've traveled, the more I realize that like if you are to live in Australia, here is probably the best place to be. Especially when it comes to like networks, business, like growth, mindset, etc. And then I guess the goal would be to sort of be able to split that with somewhere else in the world, just so you don't have to put up with the winter.
I wish I recorded you 12 months ago.
I know. No, I know. But the only thing that I have found already since come back to Melbourne is the vibe is quite, at the moment, I don't know what you guys think, but you can tell at the moment, Rick obviously doesn't know, the vibe is quite dull and depressing.
Oh, every winter, man. Last 3 winters, it's been like that.
This week's bad. And I even noticed within the business, me and James were talking about it yesterday. I noticed within the business, it does go through waves. You sort of get those weeks where you feel like things are upbeat and like people are inquiring and clients are thriving and whatever else. And like, but then you have other weeks where you notice it's the complete opposite.
Yeah.
Like, not only are like the business isn't like doing as well, but also you notice that amongst your clients that the whole vibe is like, it's very strange, man. I kind of do not, it's hard to explain what I'm trying to say here, but like I do pick up on the energies in that department quite well. And like, for example, this week I can tell the energy's like trash.
It's that July. I think me and you touched base on it. That July last year was kind of the same.
It's the deadest month, but it almost like starts to accrue. I don't know if you'll notice this from a business perspective, but it bursts a little bit across July.
Towards the end? Like
like we know, like because I was actually reflecting on the numbers the other day, and I do know like it has little bursts in July, but then you'll also have really big flat spots too, and then August it starts to normalize again.
Yeah.
I think it's just where people really bottom out in regards to like their whole psychology towards just, I guess, thriving.
Yeah. I definitely feel that, man. Like the last 3 weeks with clients, I really, because I started like a group chat with all the clients and it's starting to, it's like trying to jam up midweek and stuff like that. I'm like, what you're experiencing right now is experienced across the board with everybody, right? Like I even talk to some older coaches and stuff like that. The mood is, I mean, it's gloomy, bro. It's gloomy. It's rainy. It's like depressing weather in Melbourne. But understand, like, this actually goes out to everybody listening. Understanding that this time of the year, everybody experiences it. So it's not like, because I had one client being like, man, I don't know what the fuck's wrong with me. Like, am I doing something wrong? But I feel just mentally depleted. I was like, man, I feel it too. There's some days where I really fucking need some like caffeine to kick my ass out of bed. it's just a normal experience, especially like this. I feel like this winter's a little bit more of a stringent winter compared to the recent ones.
Yeah, what do you mean by stringent?
Like it's deeper, man. Like it's more depressing.
Yeah, that's the vibe I got too. Because even while I was away, I had a lot of clients saying, "I wish I was where you are," and especially the last weeks, I'd be like, "Man, 45-degree weather is not that much better than 10." Like it's sort of on the other end of the spectrum.
I
But
find it. I was gonna say though, like it is depressing, but I feel like with me, from a standpoint, it's like what else do I have to do other than to wake up, stick to my diet, and go to the gym?
that's why I was happy to come back because I said to James the other
It
day,
keeps me in
"There's no
routine.
distractions. Like I
Yeah,
just can
nothing
channel in."
else to do.
I
No one
think
does anything.
these times of year, even for anyone listening again, you just need to. I think you need to really stick by your routines
Yeah.
and try to double down on that because you're not going to get bursts of motivation and drive and excitement. It's just about just ticking the boxes and the satisfaction of ticking those boxes at the end of a day, end of a week
Yeah.
is what's going to push you through and keep you, I guess, upbeat about the process. And then coming into like mid-August, start of September, you'll be like, all right, fuck, I'm happy that I sort
Push
of
through.
stuck to what I sort of set for myself rather than just fucking caved. And
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh fuck, now I need to fix something rather than sweet, I got that momentum and now I can build on it even more.
Yeah.
yeah. One of the things
It's
also,
like that. It's the more I go throughout like coaching, I realize how it's not about how to make the good days better. It's how to make like the more challenging days like less bad. And like just looking at like what is the least amount I can do to still move forwards during these times. And you know, how can I look after my mental health during these times as well and doubling down on that? Because if someone's not like routine focused where things like can bring them that little bit of joy, like journaling, meditation, like you don't have to do it all, but I think doubling down on that stuff, especially over this time of year for sure. And then even like supplementation wise, like just if someone's not supplementing with like vitamin D3, for example, like we know if that's like low, not getting much sun exposure,
Yeah.
like that will impact mood massively. And I noticed like Joe and Jazz in the UK, I'm sure, oh, you didn't say, but they use like a red light. And I've been suggesting this to clients as well. If
Yeah.
I'm experiencing some pretty low lows over this time of year. And someone brought them in and mentioned like they've actually noticed a benefit as well. So I think definitely just a leaning into what can, you know, help you get through and realize that like these times aren't forever. You're going to get through it and you'll be right.
Yeah, exactly. Well
I
said.
also noticed comparison with the clients to like, for example, us being away or just anyone being away. That often makes them feel worse about the circumstances. I don't know if you guys have picked up on that.
What sense? Can you say that again?
So like seeing people be away in hypothetically Europe, they see that and that actually makes them feel worse about where they are at the moment because
Yeah.
obviously not everyone has the luxury or has the schedule to travel. And that takes me to my next point too. One of the things I did notice about Australia while we're away is we're lucky in a degree, like from let's just talk middle class, like true middle class, like someone making like just a normal living. We're lucky that if we are right in the middle, you still have the opportunity to you still have opportunity to whether it be to hire a coach or to go for dinner or to go to the movies or whatever you want to do, as opposed to a lot of these countries, if they're in the middle class, they don't have opportunity like that. Yeah. So I guess that's well, fuck. I don't like the idea of like comparing to how things could be worse, but I don't know. It's not like to say that everywhere in the world doesn't experience it. I just noticed that real negative vibe amongst people in Melbourne is why I say that. Like everywhere in the world has the same issues in terms of seasonality and flat spots and things like that, except Queensland.
The grass is always greener, right? When
Yeah,
you're stuck in Melbourne for like a year or two, even like not. As soon as you leave and you come back, you're like, "Fuck! I'm so glad to be back." Every single time it's happened.
It's funny you say that because even when I was away, it was like I got towards the back end and I was like, all right, I think I'm ready to go home now.
Yeah.
I get ready for my routine and stability. If I could set up that routine and stability in a European country, I'd probably prefer that. But like again, that's not going to give me the same opportunities to pursue what I enjoy and am passionate about. So to me, to live somewhere that's potentially a little bit more than a little bit, but less than desirable, but to give me that opportunity of what I want to pursue, that's a trade-off I kind of have to make.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's all trade-offs regardless, either way.
Like I can see why people do that to the UK too, because the UK you got a lot of opportunity around bodybuilding specifically. And I always thought, why do these bodybuilders / coaches, they live so close to these countries, why don't they just move? but then you realize the opportunities you have there, you're not going to get elsewhere. And that's their true passion, coaching, bodybuilding, whatever it might be. So wouldn't you want to be closer to that?
Community too. Like, not a lot of people like the idea of like relocating and having to, try to find new friendship groups that they've already sort of developed.
Yeah.
And that was something I did find in Gold Coast. Like, it's a bit more clicky there. It's a bit harder to sort of connect with people. And like, I definitely find that when I come back to Melbourne, I'm like, ah, sweet. Like, I've got my people. I get to see like, the people I want to hang around. And it's not like, a lot of solitude, because there's that sort of U curve of like all solitude, not the best, some solitude, good. Always, with other people, not the best. I don't know where I'm going with this tangent. I'm just saying it.
Well, I believe everyone should solo travel at some point.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, you should. And I'm saying even without a partner.
That's
Like,
been my
Except for Anth after his Thailand experience.
what was that?
All right, tell us. Come on.
Oh, my Thailand experience, I was just sick. I just spent the majority of it in hospital, man, like thinking I was going to die.
Oh, goodness.
I think I ended up getting I had salmonella and E. coli at the same time, as well as bronchitis and COVID. So I had 2 things in my respiratory system, 2 things in my GI tract, and it was just sent me for a sixer, like coming out all ends.
Yeah.
I was trying to.
Still filled out his check-in form and put up photos.
Fucking of course he did.
That is commitment.
And that's right when I started coaching as well. So I think I had like 5 or 6 clients as I was like peaking it up then. And I got back to every single one of them every Friday, still doing check-ins in the hospital bed.
It sounds like something I'd do, eh? Maybe not if I was that sick.
No, but I remember I was trying to get on the scooter or the bike to actually ride myself to the hospital. The amount of times, like just the vertigo and the nausea from getting on the bike, having to pull over like every kilometer or whatnot, spew up on the side of the road, get back on the bike, try and get to the hospital. It was rough. But
And locals are probably seeing you and thinking like, these fucking party tourists coming here.
He comes to our country.
And all I was doing, I think I just had like some dodgy chicken on the side of the road or something, like right after a gym session that sent me on my 3rd day.
Oh, was it the food?
I'm assuming it was in my GI tract.
No, well, I remember when I was 20, we went to Thailand, there was 10 boys, and one of my mates threw up in the airport. They checked every single bag, top to bottom. Like raided the bags. The boys had cigarettes. They took them all out. Yeah, lucky we didn't get done for anything. Not that there was anything bad. They were just trying to bring like 10 packs of ciggies back, which you're not allowed to do.
Can you imagine that's what you get done for? Because one of your mates vomited at the airport, and then all the things you try to get back are seized. You end up getting fined. That would be the worst thing.
I remember because we didn't care. Like, we were just watching them check them, but they spent like an hour checking the bag. I'm talking like they pulled out every last piece. Yeah, it was rough. Yeah, we should probably wrap up there. But thanks for jumping on, boys.
What are the cheeseburger?
All right, what are we doing? Let's do chicken nuggets.
Oh, I don't know if I want to fuck myself up that much, eh?
Let's do chicken
nuggets. How many nuggets do you reckon you could do?
I reckon I could do easy 80.
Yeah, I was going
to. In 2 hours.
Nuggets.
In one sitting, or is it like you can space it out however the fuck you want?
How about we just say,
I could space it out. I could eat 1,000.
Yeah, over the next year.
Get rid of the 2-hour window. Get rid of the 2-hour window and just do one sitting.
Oh,
I genuinely reckon 40 would be a push, bro.
I think I could do 60.
60.
I reckon 100 to 120 range.
120 nuggets.
Nuggets.
If I have a time frame, like I can throw down. If it's like do it within 30 minutes, I would suck. If I had 2 hours,
your space, yeah.
I've done 60 before and a couple of cheeseburgers, and it was all right. Like, it wasn't too bad.
60. How long did it take you?
It was a meal.
Like last week, your free meal, Anth?
Last week's off-plan meal was fucking crazy. That was too much. I think it was like 3,500 calories.
What'd you have?
A GYG burrito and a GYG nut, like a burrito and then a burrito bowl, and then I had a frappe and mackies and a couple of
I was expecting something so much better than that. I was expecting something so much better than that.
Yeah, no. What do you say? 3,500. I've done way worse.
I reckon I've done worse as well.
Oh, man, yeah. This was just like 4 days ago.
I've done 10K.
Moderate day.
If you ever really want to see like high calories, go to Cheesecake Factory. If you're ever in like America or Dubai or whatever,
It's actually good.
look at the menu because they have to put the calories on it, and like you see some of the stuff and you think to yourself, like me and Izzy were looking at it and we're like, how do people just eat this and have no idea?
Well, give me throw some numbers.
Like I got a steak and mashed potato and peas. That's literally what I ordered, and it was like butter in the mashed potatoes and obviously a bit of oil on the steak. 69 grams of fat.
Yeah, when
That was
Joe
me
was
being,
over
like,
there,
conservative.
Joe got like a breakfast thing. It was the lowest calorie thing on the breakfast menu.
Mm.
And it was an egg white omelette, I'm pretty sure, and like a salad. And it came to like, he said the amounts. It was like 47 protein, like 89 fat, and like 76 carbohydrates. Like it was around like 1,300 calories. It was the lowest calorie menu item on the breakfast section.
It's obvious why
before anyone
we're
judges
making
me,
control.
when I went to Hawaii and went to the Cheesecake Factory, I purposely looked for the highest calorie item on the menu.
What was it?
And got it. And it was, I gotta find it.
It probably didn't even taste good either.
The cheesecake slices are like 2,000 calories or something as well.
The fact that the place is called the Cheesecake Factory and it doesn't just sell cheesecake doesn't make sense to me.
The restaurant's really good, actually. Like I've been to them over in America as well. It's just don't go there trying to stay under a calorie allowance. Admittedly, to be honest, I ordered this steak and it did look like they overshot it. Like it did look like there was no way there was 69 grams of fat in it. But like it was literally the lowest calorie item there. Like lowest that I could justify. And I was out for dinner, so like I had to eat.
I'm gonna find this for you and tell you exactly what it was.
You guys reckon the hardest natural substance is on Earth?
Hardest?
Yeah.
Diamonds.
Yeah, good job, boys. Fucking.
All right, we might have to wrap this up.
Back to the drawing board, Anth.
Have you got the answer, James?
Nah, I can't find. Oh, wait a minute. It might be on here. It was some pasta dish and it had like chicken schnitzel on it as well. It was pretty fucking.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Oh, that sounds good, right?
Remember the number? Do you remember how much it was?
I'm about to pull it up for you. It was.
Millsy, is the schnitzel in Austria worth it?
Yes. 110. Man, we had it. So at my aunt, like my auntie has it for every single fucking meal.
I love that.
We woke up for breakfast, bro, and there was like croissant. Like there was just so much bread. It's bread on top of bread and some more bread with butter and jam, and then schnitzel all the time.
Right.
They even have, like, my auntie used to do ice cream with schnitzel.
I'd try that.
Surprisingly, bro, it wasn't too bad.
I would try
98 grams of protein, 176 carb, 132 fat, 2,270 calories.
That's nuts.
Shit.
What was it?
And it's literally just like a fuck it, I don't even fucking remember what was in it. You know what's the worst bit? It wasn't even that good.
Did you get clogged up for the next 6 hours?
Bro, the entire trip, when I went to Hawaii, not last year, the year before, I don't think I went to the toilet the entire time I was there.
Yeah.
I'm talking like, you know when you're so bloated that when you like touch your stomach, then it like is sore.
Yeah.
Imagine that for 10 days.
Yuck.
Like 10 days straight. It was fucked. I put on in 10 days, because it was after, I was post show as well. In 10 days, I think I put on 13 kilos. It was pretty.
I had that overnight in my first show.
I think I did it.
Oh, fuck
Boys,
me.
I'm wrapping up.
All right.
Easy,
Bye.
Are you gonna have a closing prayer by James or?
Oh,
Yeah,
no, sorry, man. I didn't fucking plan this.
I thought no, you never planned, bro.
That's what makes it better. I'm not doing a prayer.
Let's go.
Bro, don't buckle now.
I have
Sit
to buckle.
Fucking do a prayer.
I have to buckle. What kind of Paul fucking shrine or whatever it is? What do you call it? What do they call it?
I wasn't prepared.
I wasn't prepared. This is like vintage Paul, is it not?
Pulled out the rap from Blueface.
All right, everybody bow their heads.
Sure, boys.
Everyone's there. Right, ready?
You're actually doing it.
Leader? Yeah.
I don't even know what the hell we're doing.
Bow your head. We're doing a prayer. Dear Lord, thank you for allowing the lads to all come together today on this podcast. A couple laughs, a couple tangents, a little bit of ranting. the occasional fact from Anth in the corner there for me. And yeah, just really appreciate everyone that's listening and appreciate having a good tight-knit community around the coaching in Melbourne. And yeah, thank you.
Amen.
Amen.
That was nice.
Getting
Good